This is Jason Dunn from Digital Home Thoughts, and this is a video companion piece to my Picaboo X ranch style photo book review. So this is just a brief kind of wrap up to get a bit of hands-on time with the actual book. You're definitely going to want to check out my full review, which is linked in the comments. So as I mentioned in the review, the photo book came wrapped in bubble wrap, which was a bit of a letdown. Given the cost of this book, as I mentioned in the review, I was pretty much expecting it to come wrapped up in some sort of a nice box or, just some sort of a nice presentation, but bubble wrap. Now, the book itself, thankfully, is much more impressive than the packaging would sort of indicate. So, as you can tell, this is black leather, and according to Picaboo, it is real leather. It's not sort of faux leather. This is the cover. This is silver embossed. I'll see if I can get a little bit closer to that. It's silver embossed writing, and it's actually put on there by hand, or rather, not by a sort of a completely computerized process. This is what the spine looks like again. There's nothing on the spine, and then on the back here, as you can tell, there's nothing on the back. You can tell it's really nicely stitched here. Overall, when you look at this, it screams quality, which it should, of course, because this book was over $500 for the amount of pages that I have in here. But the good news is that it does match up to that kind of value here. Now, when I open up the book, there's nothing on the inside page here. This isn't paper. It feels like some sort of linen. I'll let you take a look at kind of the spine here, just so you can sort of see how the pages fall. So this is, of course, a lay flat book. Now, right here, as you can tell, they give you a sort of a semi-transparent page. This does not show up in the preview, so I was a little bit surprised when I opened the book and I saw this, but this comes with the book. And then we have the first page of the book that I created. I'm just trying to fit it on the screen here. The pages themselves, in terms of the paper, so it's 110-pound archival quality paper is how they describe it. It is glossy paper, or sort of a semi-gloss. It's not a super high gloss, but it is definitely glossy paper, which really helps make the images pop. It is, of course, let me just flip through here to, let's say here. They are, of course, lay flat pages, so as you can tell, the book lays, quite flat. The binding and sort of the spine here feels really crisp and secure. It doesn't feel, floppy. The book itself doesn't really have any wiggle. The print quality is fantastic. Picaboo uses HP Indigo printers, and the pages are printed at 300 DPI. And when I look at the pages as I kind of flip through here, everything looks fantastic. The print quality is really excellent. Everything is nicely saturated. Really, it all depends on the type of images that you kind of put into it. I'll show you sort of the page thickness, because what's kind of interesting is that it looks like it's 2 pages. Actually, no. I don't know if it's 2 pages sort of stuck together or if it's 1 page. As I look at this really carefully here, it looks like it's only 1 page. So it's just, so it's a really thick kind of almost like a card stock that Picaboo is actually printing on both sides. This was a 100-page book, which was one of the reasons why it was a little bit more expensive. But as you can tell, this is a really beautiful, keepsake. I had this book made with images from my sister-in-law's wedding, and they had a really talented photographer, and the photographer took some great pictures. You can tell here I used some pages that were full-page layouts and others that were sort of a single page. You're able to adjust the photos in Picaboo, so I angled this and I changed the size and a few other things. But overall, photo quality is fantastic, really top notch. And I will show you just kind of the last page here. So this is the last page of my book, and when I looked at the preview on Picaboo, this is the last thing I saw. What was surprising was when I opened up this book, of course, to this page, I was surprised to see this Picaboo logo here. So this is a matching, semi-transparent page, just like the first page, but of course, there's a big Picaboo logo here. For, a $500-600 book, I really don't think Picaboo's branding needs to be this apparent. They could have you know, done something subtle down in the corner here. They could have maybe even put a little embossed Picaboo down here. I think that would have been nicer. I think this is a little bit aggressive in terms of branding. That's just my own personal opinion, but I do think that if someone's spending this much money on a book, it would be nice not to have really sort of, I don't know, big branding like that, for lack of a better term. And of course there is a black page here, which I think, yeah, okay, so this is actually, this black page is a little bit different at the back. There isn't a one at the front, but it's kind of nice to have an extra page in here, because what you could do, you could, you know, get some metallic pens and actually use this to write a message or you know, to give the book to someone. So anyway, that is really cool. So that is just sort of my physical overview of the Picaboo book. You're definitely going to want to check out my full review to understand what it was like to build this book. But in terms of the overall quality of the Picaboo book, I would have to give it like a 10 out of 10. The physical quality of the book is completely flawless. I really have no complaints with the physical quality of the book. It absolutely feels like a very expensive, very high quality photo book that, you know, if you got your wedding pictures done in one, or a family reunion, or whatever it might be, you would absolutely feel like you were getting your money's worth if you go for the Picaboo Ranch style book. But again, be sure to check out the video description where I have the full link to the complete review, which of course goes into a lot more detail. So this has been Jason Dunn from Digital Home Thoughts, looking at the Picaboo Ranch style book in black. Thanks for watching.